Women rock. We don't need to tell you that. But what you may not know is that some of the most powerful women on earth are also some of the youngest talents we've ever seen. Entertainers, models, writers, activists. These are 10 young women who are totally turning heads in the world. They're globally recognized and are bound only to continue excelling and maybe even surpass those decades older than them. We present to you the top 10 youngest and most powerful women in the world. Number 10. Greta Thunberg, climate activist, 18. Though Greta Thunberg is only 18 years old, the young Swedish activist has started a worldwide movement for climate change and is undoubtedly one of the most influential female forces in the world today. Named Time's Person of the Year in 2019, Thunberg started out by holding school strikes for climate change outside of the Swedish parliament as a way to call attention to climate change. Thunberg made national headlines in September 2019 when, after being invited to speak at the United Nations Climate Action Summit, she traveled from Sweden to New York City on a zero-emissions yacht. Accompanied by her father and a supporting crew, the journey took 2 weeks to complete. While at the UN Climate Action Summit, Thunberg delivered her now famous "How Dare You" speech in front of leaders, lawmakers, and UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres. "You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words, and yet I'm one of the lucky ones. People are suffering. People are dying. Entire ecosystems are collapsing," she said. "We are at the beginning of mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you?" Since then, Thunberg has attended many climate protests and delivered several speeches in her blunt speaking style. Number 9. Kylie Jenner, businesswoman and reality TV star, 24. In 2019, Kylie Jenner was named Forbes' youngest ever self-made billionaire after reaching success through her cosmetics and makeup company, Kylie Cosmetics. The brand first launched in 2015 with the release of her Kylie Lip Kit, which included a liquid lipstick and a lip liner. Kylie Cosmetics has since expanded rapidly and includes a wide range of cosmetics products. In 2018, Forbes reported that Kylie Cosmetics was valued at $800 million, and in 2019, it was valued at $900 million. Kylie Jenner has also launched a subset of her cosmetics company, Kylie Skin. Jenner previously owned 100% of her cosmetics brand. However, in November 2019, it was announced that fragrance and cosmetics giant Coty Inc. had purchased a 51% stake in the company for a whopping $600 million. Much of Kylie Jenner's influence and power comes from her social media presence. As of December 2021, Jenner has 294 million followers on Instagram. Number 8. Rihanna, businesswoman and singer, 33. Rihanna first found success in the early 2000s through pop hits like Unfaithful, Umbrella, Disturbia, Take a Bow, and more. However, more recently, the musician has found mega success through multiple business ventures, including her makeup line, Fenty Beauty, lingerie company, Savage X Fenty, and high fashion clothing line, Fenty, which is owned by fashion conglomerate LVMH. Throughout her career, Rihanna has also been an advocate for women's rights and spoken out against domestic violence, of which she was a victim during her high-profile relationship with fellow artist Chris Brown. "This happened to me," she said in an interview with Diane Sawyer. "It can happen to anyone." Throughout her relatively short career, Rihanna has positioned herself as one of the most influential artists of this generation. She is the most successful artist in the history of Billboard's pop songs chart, not to mention her already lasting mark as a humanitarian and entrepreneur. Number 7. Serena Williams, tennis player, 40. Serena has influenced athletics all over the world. She's won 23 major singles titles, more than any other woman or man during the Open era. She was formerly named world number 1 from the Women's Tennis Association. She is very inspirational to other inspiring women's athletes. It gives them the power and belief in themselves to strive to be their best. Though tennis is not nearly as popular as football or basketball, Serena has made a name for herself through her intensity and determination. She is as well known as LeBron James and Michael Jordan. Williams is competitive, humble and calm, even after losing a match. She is a role model to all athletes, even when playing against her own sister Venus, who's just as competitive as she is. They're sisters no matter what happens on the court. Williams and her sister have additionally inspired more diversity within sports and the community. African American children from poor areas growing up with a poor home life have been inspired to play tennis. She has devoted time and money to developing a tennis center in Washington, D.C. In the 1950s, tennis consisted of primarily white people. Now, there's much more diversity within sports. Serena has inspired kids of color to participate in youth programs and begin playing tennis. Number 6. Roshni Nadar, businesswoman, 39. Roshni Nadar Malhotra is the CEO of HCL Corporation and a trustee of the Shiv Nadar Foundation. She is also the founder and trustee of the Habitats Trust and serves as the chairperson of HCL Technologies. Since its inception, the Shiv Nadar Foundation has invested $988 million in nation-building institutions and driving transformational leadership. Roshni is also the chairperson and driving force behind Vidya Gyan, a leadership academy for the economically underprivileged, meritorious rural students of Uttar Pradesh, and has been working toward nurturing future leaders from rural India who can be catalysts of change for their communities, villages, and the nation at large. Passionate about wildlife and conservation, Roshni established the Habitats Trust in 2018. The foundation aims to protect India's natural habitats and its indigenous species, with the core mission of creating and conserving sustainable ecosystems through strategic partnerships and collaborations with stakeholders at every level. Number 5. Sana Marin, politician, 36. The first in her family to attend university, Sanna Marin became the youngest prime minister in Finnish history and the world's youngest female state leader. She has encouraged new approaches to the future of work, social services, and gender equity in her country and the world. Marin has been actively engaged in politics since 2006. Being involved and making a difference represents civil rights for me. Changing things takes commitment. The welfare state or the ground rules for working life should not be taken for granted. They are the result of hard work and determined efforts, she says. During the government formation talks in the spring of 2019, Marin chaired the negotiating table that addressed the theme Carbon Neutral Finland that protects biodiversity. She served as Minister of Transport and Communications in the previous government. Number 4. Beyoncé Knowles, businesswoman and musician, 40. Beyoncé Knowles first captured the public's eye as the lead vocalist of the R&B group Destiny's Child. She later established a solo career with her debut album Dangerously in Love, becoming one of music's top-selling artists with sold-out tours and a slew of awards. Knowles has also starred in several films, including Dreamgirls. She married hip-hop recording artist Jay-Z in 2008, and the couple has 3 children. She also holds the record for most Grammy wins ever by a female artist, with 28. Miss B has shown she isn't afraid to foray into social and political issues. In February 2016, the star released Formation, a song in which Beyoncé explicitly acknowledges and celebrates blackness, with lyrics such as, "I like my baby hair with baby hair and afros. I like my Negro nose with Jackson 5 nostrils." The song's video, which won a Grammy for Best Music Video, also referenced Hurricane Katrina and the Ferguson protests. Beyoncé performed the song at the Super Bowl 50 halftime show the day after its premiere, backed by dancers with afros and Black Panther berets, in clear support of the Black Lives Matter movement. At its core, she's reminding us that economic justice is a key component to liberation work. Civil rights activist DeRay McKesson tweeted post the performance. Number 3. Jacinda Ardern, politician, 41. Jacinda Kate Lauren Ardern, born 26th of July 1980, is a New Zealand politician who's been the 40th Prime Minister of New Zealand and leader of the Labour Party since 2017. She was first elected to the House of Representatives as a list MP in 2008 and has been the Member of Parliament for Mount Albert since March 2017. Ardern describes herself as a social democrat and a progressive. In March 2019, Ardern led the country through the aftermath of the Christchurch mosque shootings, rapidly introducing strict gun laws in response, and throughout 2020, she directed New Zealand's response to the COVID-19 pandemic, which has been praised and endorsed worldwide. Ardern led the Labour Party to victory in the 2020 general election, gaining an overall majority of 65 seats in Parliament, the first time this has happened since the introduction of proportional representation in 1996. On the 2nd of December 2020, Ardern declared a climate change emergency in New Zealand and pledged that the government would be carbon neutral by 2025 in a parliamentary motion. As part of this commitment towards carbon neutrality, the public sector will be required to buy only electric or hybrid vehicles. The fleet will be reduced over time by 20%, and all 200 coal-fired boilers in public service buildings will be phased out. Number 2. Taylor Swift, musician, 32. Throughout her 15-year-long career, Swift has released a prolific amount of music, including 9 studio albums and nearly 200 songs. She's also contributed to the soundtracks for several films, including Hannah Montana the Movie, The Hunger Games, 50 Shades Darker, and the ever-controversial Cats. Taylor Swift knows that if you're the smartest person in the room, then you're in the wrong room. Oddly enough, Swift usually is the smartest person in any room. While the casual observer may see Swift as nothing more than a pop star, she is one of the few people who has actively been making her industry and the lives of her fans better in irreversible and notable ways throughout the decade. Taylor Swift demonstrated her singing skills at a very early stage, and her songwriting prowess just continued to get stronger. The singer's Speak Now album bagged top position on the Billboard Hot 200 for 137 weeks straight. The stellar performances of the pop artist never stopped, and her album Red in 2012 and 1989 in 2014 and Shake It Off performed well commercially. 1989 album bagged her Grammy Awards. Number 1. Malala Yousafzai, activist, 24. Malala Yousafzai, born July 12, 1997 in Magora, Swat Valley, Pakistan, is a Pakistani activist who, while as a teenager, spoke out publicly against the prohibition on girls' education imposed by the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, or TTP, sometimes called Pakistani Taliban. She gained global attention when she survived an assassination attempt at age 15. In 2014, Yousafzai and Kailash Satyarthi were jointly awarded the Nobel Prize for Peace in recognition of their efforts on behalf of children's rights. The daughter of an outspoken social activist and educator, Yousafzai was an excellent student. Her father, who established and administered the school she attended, Kushal Girls High School and College in Magora, encouraged her to follow in his path. She also published her autobiography, I Am Malala, just before appearing on the 2014 Forbes Under 20 list. Later that year, in December, Yousafzai won the Nobel Peace Prize, becoming the youngest ever Nobel laureate. In 2017, she was named the UN's youngest messenger of peace. Her fund has raised over $100 million, and she continues to be critical of the Taliban. That's all on our video about the 10 youngest and most influential women in the world. If you enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more of our fantastic content. Please give us a like, share the video, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell for timely updates of our latest uploads. We value your feedback. Feel free to share your thoughts with us in the comment section below.